Hello and welcome to the Nuclear Reactor, and today we'll be reacting to the latest part of What If Raditz Turned Good, the end of Z. Hope y'all are enjoying my reactions. Here we go.
Oh, would you look at that? Today's my birthday, so to celebrate, here's my birthday gift to you. Something...
And now he's married, right? He just got married, what, yesterday or the day before, wasn't it? I think so.
Something I should have done a while back, to tell you the truth.
Probably should have.
Hey guys,
Should have probably done that before he did the GT ones. Just saying. No, just Super Saiyan. Okay, I'm sorry.
To actually do. We live in a very turbulent and uncertain time within Dragon Ball. I mean, for decades, the Peaceful World Saga, better known as the End of Z, of course, has been essentially the de facto conclusion of the manga-based timeline of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, as written and planned by Akira Toriyama. Yes, Dragon Ball GT carries the story on, sort of, as does the game Dragon Ball Online, but H784 is the agreed conclusion of the official timeline in terms of the manga and the anime series Dragon Ball Z. But
until Super
now with
came
Super
out.
and its very vague destiny looming over us, this period of Z is now kind of endangered with the possibility of it being overwritten or dismissed as obsolete within the main timeline of events. Although the odds of this actually happening are still pretty low, since we're being prepared for Oob's debut, and also, Toei's not going to deny it exists, otherwise they're going to lose money out of it. So yeah, I couldn't wait any longer. Today, I want to talk about this period of Raditz and formally introduce Adult Ranch, as well as explain finally as to why she has Super Saiyan 4, as some of you from the GT stories and the series of videos have been a little puzzled as to how she got the power in the first place. But before we begin, I wish to showcase my merch store over on Teespring.
I have my own theory, because she has her tail, and before, when Goku would transform, he did not, he wasn't a Super Saiyan yet. So I believe it happens when a Super Saiyan who has their tail transforms, and then they're able to reach that form. That's just my thoughts. What do y'all think?
Explain finally as to why she has Super Saiyan 4, as some of you from the GT stories and the series of videos have been a little puzzled as to how she got the power in the first place. But before we begin, I wish to showcase my merch store over on Teespring.
Just a short video to say that brand new R&R shirts featuring the
Oh yeah, speaking of that, because I'm getting ready to buy one of those. I follow him on Twitter, and he's been showing all the new, showcasing all the new ones. Go look at that, because he only has them up for a limited time, and they're so cool. He's doing them, an early release of them. That is really cool, so check them out.
featuring the likes of Ranch from her childhood years to her teenage life, as well as her
And
look
then
for the
adult.
upcoming End of Z Raditz Turned Good video are now available on Teespring for your perusal. Go to these links in the description or on screen to get yours now, and special thanks to the artist Sir Bisa for his talented work. Choose from 3 different designs of Ranch through time, from the one you know and love from Dragon Ball R&R,
And then now
where you
he
can
has
get
the
all her
tank tops
fun-loving
out, I think.
adorableness right on your shirt. Or you can go for the more toughened Ranch from the Tournament of Power, equipped with the likes of the brand new Power Bow, which can be a de facto accessory in the field of battle, and also looks good as a fashion accessory. Then we have Ranch when she's all grown up at an immense 6 foot tall and super strong. She's definitely got that pose as well from her father, definitely. Now all these designs are available now, so check out the links in the description or on screen, and thank you for listening.
Check it out.
Let's presume that some time has passed between the latest part of Raditz Turned Good, whatever it is, pre-GT. Over this time, Vegeta has become much less prickly since the days of Part 10, where he had reached full rage mode and fought Raditz with that classic Super Saiyan 4 versus Blue duel, which ended in a draw, and was then the beginning of the reparations between Raditz and Vegeta, their relationship. By now, things have cooled down a lot, and the Prince is now looking for a way to redeem himself without seeming nothing like his character, like he's a simpering coward. Kinda like Raditz, am I right? He has a good idea which he pitches to the kids. Well, I say kids, they're now like in their teens, and unlike the main storyline, they're actually going to age up, instead of being forever toddler sized, like the original. Vegeta proposes that he will train the 3 of them together, as they seem to come in a package.
I hate to split you up because quite clearly you can't seem to exist without each other.
Trunks is getting very bashful and Ranch is prickling up at the thought of being codependent. But Goten gets what Vegeta is trying to go for. I mean, this is Goten, of course. He can see the best in almost anyone.
Guys, relax. Vegeta is serious. He wants to help. Don't you, Mr. Vegeta?
First off, you can drop the Mr. routine. It's not becoming for the principal Saiyans.
That being said, Vegeta does appreciate the good word from Kakarot's kid. And so, Vegeta begins to train the three children. But in his own way. He will teach them the power of Super Saiyan 4 and ensure that his way of learning things will carry down to the next generation. Yeah, he may be feeling better towards Raditz nowadays, but that doesn't mean the desire to be the better fighter and being the top dog of all the Saiyans hasn't disappeared. That's still there. However, it's becoming clear that despite his support, Goten throughout all of this isn't really adjusting well to Vegeta's style of training. After a few weeks, Vegeta calls him out on it, but doesn't act nastily.
Hey Goten, I think it's time you went to train with Kakarot.
What? But, Mr. Vegeta, I can do it.
I told you to drop the Mr. Act. I can tell that you're only training with me because you're...
How many of the freaking voices can he do? He actually, like, not, I'm not talking about from the abridged. He actually sounds like Vegeta from the original series. How can he do all these? It's incredible. I love him. He's awesome.
Your friends are. The last thing I want you to be is a suck-up, like Raditz can be.
Ranch throws him an ugly look from behind.
Go and train with your dad. I can tell you would be much better suited to his training. Be true to yourself and do what you want to do, instead of doing what others want to do.
Goten looks a little surprised, but deep down, the guy is right. He had been struggling with the ideas of Vegeta's training and Super Saiyan 4. It didn't feel right to him for some reason. Goten thanks Vegeta for his honesty and apologizes to Ranch and Trunks for wasting their time, but they both hug him and tell him it's okay. They look forward to hanging out with him afterwards and seeing what the results are of his training and see how it compares. And with that, Goten heads off to train with Goku, and of course sometimes Raditz. And Ranch and Trunks continue their progression to Super Saiyan 4 with Vegeta. Over the years that follow, Ranch and Trunks' relationship...
Wait, are they going to use the... whatchamacallit, that machine they use for the Blitz waves then? Because I know Ranch has the tail, but Trunks doesn't. So how's that going to work?
blossoms into a full-blown boyfriend-girlfriend affair, with Vegeta's ulterior motive for training them coming to the fore, becoming quite clear. He can keep an eye on the two of them, and make sure that nothing funny happens, and also make sure his son behaves in a way best suited to the son of the Prince of all Saiyans. It goes to show that ultimately, Vegeta does care about his kid, and maybe his possible future daughter-in-law.
Still, that would mean he'd be brothers of sorts with that tall oaf Raditz.
Vegeta shudders to think of that. But what he doesn't shudder at is the aptitude of his two students. Ranch and Trunks are able to toughen up, and when they are then exposed to the Blitz Wave Cannon to coax Super Saiyan 4 out...
Never mind. My question's been answered.
Out of them, they are able to transform. Ranch with a little more ease thanks to the fact that she had her tail already. And when they gaze upon their Super Saiyan 4 forms for the first time, they are amazed and also freaked out by the abundance of hair all over them.
"Oh, please,"
says an unimpressed Vegeta, also in the form.
"Is that your only concern? Give me a break."
Vegeta then tells them to keep this part of the training a secret. He doesn't want anyone to know that these two can transform into Super Saiyan 4 just yet. He wants to wait for the right moment to reveal it, to really grind Raditz's gears. This time for more playful purposes rather than just for pure malice. Progress, I guess? As the kids become adults, their personalities change slightly. As Goten and Trunks grow up, they still sort of revert to what they are like in the original timeline in the End of Z, with Trunks growing a little bit more reserved and respectful, and Goten becoming much more confident, playful, loud. In fact, Goten is even more playful now that
I thought I remembered Trunks being a little more rude about. Oh, I had to do with his allowance and stuff, though, if I remember correctly. So I guess,
He's been given more opportunities to show off his own identity for once. Not to mention the fact that Raditz sort of encourages all of this, and he's being nurtured quite well in that regard. And as for Ranch, her mother's side has definitely given her the drive to show her strength, as well as her good looks. She has become quite assured of herself, as well as tall. That she got from her father. She's
Yeah.
basically shot right up to being almost as tall as Raditz, about 6 foot tall or so, towering over most of the dragon team. Except for her dad and Piccolo, of course. Her personality has changed a little too. With age has come a more eccentric
Wait, how tall is Goku then?
mood when not in battle. She's basically acting a little more like her father in terms of being a goofball, but thanks to the influence of Vegeta and Launch, she can be serious and gets what she wants whenever she needs to. With Trunks, she knows how to push his buttons and get him going. Okay, let's get to the end of Z proper. Well,
That was TMI.
except for her dad and Piccolo, of course.
Oh,
Her personality has changed a little too.
okay.
With
So every
age
time I
has come a
rewind
more
it goes
eccentric
back like
mood
10 seconds.
when not
okay.
in battle. She's basically acting a little more like her father in terms of being a goofball, but thanks to the influence of Vegeta and Launch, she can be serious and gets what she wants whenever
What?
she needs to.
Okay.
With Trunks, she knows how to push his buttons and get him going. Okay, let's get to the end of Z proper. World Martial Arts Tournament is upon us, and by this time, Pan has now become a little girl, and is taking part in the
Aw.
contest with Grandpa Goku, looking to maybe train her much more seriously nowadays if she does well in the tournament. Raditz has actually backed off a little in this time, in the last couple of years, really gelling well with all of this peacetime. He still likes to train, sure, but he would go and have some more fun with his sons Daikon and Muli, who are now in their teens, and love
Oh, that's
spending
right,
time
there
with
were
their
other
dad.
kids. I
The
forgot.
three of them often go on trips around the planet, having fun, not having any cares. Despite Launch wanting Raditz to get a proper job, of course. When the tournament comes, the boys fail to make the top 16, thanks to their unlucky matching, which saw Daikon being beaten by big sister Raj, who would never hold back, and Muli up against Pan. But it's his sensitive nature that causes this. He let his 5-year-old cousin win just to be nice. We get to the top 16, which sees Pan win against Wild Tiger like in the original, Goku wins over Raditz, and Vegeta getting through as well. Captain Chicken, thankfully, also gets through. And there's also a couple of extra guests. Caulifla, Kaba, and Kale have come to take part as well. Caulifla instigated this trip as she wanted to fight Ranch again, and beat her for the second time in a row. Thanks to that Saiyan pride and all, and growing rivalry between them. You know, that stuff we talked about in part 12. They meet in the top 16 clash, and Caulifla wins. Wait, Masako, doesn't Ranch know Super Saiyan 4? Surely she could have won, right? Well, yes, in theory she could. But remember, she had promised to keep this power a secret. Vegeta had told her not to reveal it yet, and so she would respect that and not use it. Also, she didn't resort to Super Saiyan 3 either, as she promised herself that she would never use it again after what happened. But Caulifla did, and therefore, she won thanks to Ron.
Can someone remind me of what happened when she used it in the Tournament of Power? I can't remember exactly, because that was a good while ago. Let me know if y'all can, please.
Ranch simply
Or I'll just go back and
restricting
watch
herself.
it again.
As we get to the final, we are then down to Vegeta versus Goku, with Vegeta having beaten Caulifla and Goku winning over Pan, not wanting to hold back, but still going a little bit easy since he didn't want to upset Gohan. In this final, we get the ultimate battle, which the crowd absolutely love. It's a pretty intense tussle, which sees Vegeta come out on top and win the fight, because he gets to use Super Saiyan 4 and Goku doesn't have access to Ultra Instinct, so therefore, his blue power could only go so far. We then get to the grand final between Vegeta and Mr. Saturn. Now, like in the original, there is an understanding between the Dragon Team and Mr. Saturn that would see him carrying on to win the tournament forever
Mr. Satan.
in exchange for favors or cash, all until the day the champ wished to retire and pass on the crown to somebody else, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately for him, Vegeta had no intention to follow this trend. In the grand final, Vegeta wins within a matter of 3 seconds. The crowd are aghast. What just happened? Mr. Saturn gets up and walks over to Vegeta looking furious.
Hey, what do you think you're doing, huh? I thought we had an agreement. As if I'd agree to something so demeaning. I'm actually doing you a favor, pal.
Vegeta then turns to face Mr. Saturn, who is quivering with anger.
If you come back and win next time, people will love you even more. You'll be the underdog. And if you get somebody else to agree to your little understanding, the crowd will herald their savior's return to glory even more than you just constantly winning. You'll be more popular than ever.
Mr. Saturn thinks for a moment and beams.
Oh, why, yes, that's a good idea. I'll do that. Thanks, Vegeta. You're so smart.
Vegeta ignores the compliment and just slinks off to collect the prize money and trophy. Meanwhile, Bulma and Chi-Chi are lamenting Vegeta's defiance despite the paycheck, whilst Launch and Raditz are in hysterics, watching Mr. Saturn fall to Vegeta like that. That had been the best thing that they'd seen all day. And that was even after seeing a grown man in a chicken suit being tossed out of the ring by a little girl, Pan. Related to that, Launch congratulates Pan by saying,
You made your great aunt's day with that one, kid. I salute ya.
Goku feels that Pan did very well out there also. So well, in fact, that he offers to train Pan full on from now on. Take it up a notch. But here comes another twist. Pan declines Goku's offer. She would much rather be trained by her cool Aunt Ranch. Ranch and Trunks whip around in surprise, but Pan is certain in what she wants.
You are so cool out there. I want to be cool too.
Ranch then blushes.
Yeah, I guess I'm pretty cool.
Trunks, being the nice guy that he is, backs this up by saying Ranch is indeed pretty awesome. And Ranch sees through this, though, and knows that her boyfriend is only saying this so that he might get some later. She is totally getting Trunks flustered and teasing him to no end. She's in total control here. Trunks is beet red right now and covers Pan's ears, who is totally unaware of the situation, by the way. And throughout all of this, Goku is a little confused and even a little sad. Goten then comes over to cheer him up, trying to comfort him by saying that, don't worry, he will train with him even more, and together they could get really strong. This does perk Goku up, and the two of them hug it out. Gohan is then worried that Pan might end up bothering Ranch, but Ranch isn't that worried. She gets on well with Pan, and the two seem to already be clicking. Caulifla asserts this too. You're gonna have a blast. Maybe next time they come visit, I'll spar with you both, and probably win again. Ranch doesn't take too kindly to that. So, to try and gain some cool points with Pan, she decides to show the kid a secret. Something she wasn't supposed to share, but now wants to, especially if the two of them are going to be training together. She wants to be honest with her potential new student. Naturally, Pan wants to know this secret as adorably as possible, and with Ranch being subject to her cuteness, obliges, showcasing the Super Saiyan 4 power by powering up to it epically in a corner of the tournament grounds. Ranch then exposits the properties of the power to Pan, saying that if she trains hard and once her body is fully ready for the powers of 4, she could have this power too someday. And this just makes Pan all the more excited to practice with her. Pan then promises Ranch that she will do her very best and not let her down. Now, just as Ranch powers back down, Raditz rounds the corner, having sensed this Super Saiyan 4 power, but mistaking it for Vegeta as he has no idea about Ranch having this power too. She affirms this supposition and tries to brush off the comment. And with that, Raditz then suggests the three of them go and get some ice cream, as he's now pretty bored. He also took Launch's wallet, so it's free ice cream too. But she then finds out and is running after them pretty angrily. We part company with the group as Raditz hurriedly grabs Ranch and Pan under his arms and carries them away. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for the end of Z. So what do you guys think? Does this answer some of your questions? Do you feel like this is a nice alternative to the original end of Z? Leave a comment below.
Yes,
and let's get this discussion going.
That is cool.
And I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later.
Thank y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed that reaction. That's cool. I like that. Hope y'all enjoyed that, though. Until next time. I hope y'all enjoyed my reaction. If you like my content, then like and subscribe, please. And follow me on Twitter for video updates. The link will be in the description below. And as always, stay nuclear.